Laura Ingraham, another Fox News host, is very upset. She's PO'd about this whole thing, and once again tries to blame not Herschel Walker, not Trump who handpicked Herschel Walker, but instead the Republican establishment or something like that.
Hemingway and, of course, Kellyanne Conway. Molly, you and I talked about this about a week ago. We felt this coming. To me, it never felt like the Senate Republicans wanted this guy in office. He was a Trump pick. They didn't like that. They probably like him as a person, Herschel as a person. But there wasn't the intensity on the part of the Republicans as there was on the part of the Democrats. I felt it. You felt it. But we don't change anything. We have the same people in place in leadership, same people in place apparently at the RNC. Perhaps that's not changing. We just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I'm pissed tonight, frankly. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really offensive.
I'm mad.
For Republican voters, for Republican donors who have put so much into having some wins, and they just see kind of failure across the board. There aren't people who are working on early voting or banking ballots. There's no clear messaging. I mean, you look at what happened since the midterm elections, where you had a Senate that basically responded to those disappointing midterm losses by doing nothing other than sabotaging their own base. What is the case for voting Republican for the Senate after these midterms? I don't think one was even attempted to be made. And yeah, nothing seems to be changing. But you didn't see a lot of enthusiasm down there. Of course, the spending was completely...
3-1.
It was just...
Look at how close it was, though. I mean, in the end, what did we say? This was winnable. Kellyanne, I know you don't want any change. You want Ronna McDaniel.
All right. We will stop it there. But I don't get why you would purposely set up a situation where you'll continue to shoot yourself in the foot by ignoring what's obvious about this campaign and others. What the factor that's common in multiple, and then we'll get to what's Herschel Walker specific, is the Trump alignment. Trump handpicked him similar to other races, and it just has not gone well. And they'll ignore that. Some of these commentators, while more and more are finally recognizing that. But then on the specific to Herschel Walker side, why not be honest for 1 second, Laura Ingraham, and recognize he can't explain a single policy issue that he stands for, or put out a message that is impactful in any way, because you don't even know what he's trying to say. And so he's not a qualified candidate. The only reason why he was run is because Herschel Walker is a common name from Georgia football. Really? That's the platform? Hey, you remember I used to run with a leather ball? I can now be a legislator for some reason. It doesn't make any sense why you would purposely ignore the real reason that Herschel Walker lost and blame some other thing. Now, I'm sure if the Senate Republicans, if Mitch McConnell had leaned more into this race, it could have helped. But what could have helped way more is if you put up someone competent, if you put up someone who wasn't a complete mess, setting aside his difficulties on every single policy issue and understanding and communicating about them. Just his personal life is a complete wreck. He clearly has extremely low character, says he's pro-life, which I disagree with, but if you're going to say that, then learning that you pressured a woman and encouraged another woman to get abortions proves you to be a huge hypocrite. Then your son comes out talking about how horrible and abusive of a father you were. Women come out talking about their abuse stories with you, and on and on and on. That is why he was a bad candidate. Not because, Mitch McConnell didn't like him enough. Please. It's so aggravating. But you know what? Don't learn any lessons and keep losing. That would be fun to watch for me. So go ahead. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.